G'day, I'm Greg, and welcome to Rev Shed Performance, part 5 of the Poor Man's Flow Bench. Today we will flow test the intake of this 302 Cleveland cylinder head. The exhaust came out remarkably well. What I'll do is I'll walk around, we'll tilt down, show you what the setup is. Now, you can see that we've moved the blower motor to suction mode. We've got the blower motor suction mode. We've got the blanking cap on the exhaust side. We've got the intake and we've got the flow sensor over here. Oh, this isn't too bad. Isn't as bad as what I thought. We've got our dial gauge. We've got our manometer. And we've got our airflow sensor reading here. So what we will do is I'll leave this down a bit. I'll probably cut my head off a bit. You probably can't see it. But don't tell me this thing. I think this thing here has turned itself off, which means it's gone back to 10.76 square feet, which drives me insane. This particular one does it all the time for whatever reason. I don't know why. It's not saving the setup to memory, but it's doing it. And in a sec it'll go to error, and then it'll jump, and it'll go to error. Hopefully, the sooner it does it, the better. One. Need 0.013, that is. Ah dear. Getting upset about it doesn't get it done any quicker. Might make you feel better, but now at the end of part 4 we were drinking beer, and what we did is my next door neighbour came over, we were drinking a few beers, and we did a flow test on the fridge, and we found out that it ran out of product rather quickly, so we need to restock that. Probably don't need to increase its flow capacity. We've probably got a bit much out in a bit too little time, if we're being honest about it. But yeah, it was a good evening. It's pretty warm here at the moment. It's according to the manometer, it's 86 degrees Fahrenheit. .013. Okay, we'll take our first test at 50 thou. And away we go. All right. It fell over at 800. We got a slight increase at 900 over what we had at 600. At 500, we've actually got a bit more airflow because the test pressure's gone up. We've both got 88, but the test pressure's gone up about 0.2 of an inch of water. So this will be a little bit higher. We're probably coming off, starting to see some short side radius issue. But we'll sit down. This is the numbers off the Superflow 600 on Sam Weiss's website. So what I'll do is I'll correct it back and I'll put you on pause while I'm doing the maths. Okay. Just turn that off. Everything else has turned itself off. So I've done the corrections and the by the way, I moved that to negative pressure off camera. That out of there. That out of there being the blow fan. Okay. Trusty red pen. At 50 thou, the corrected airflow was 31 CFM. At 100, the Superflow 600 on Sam Weiss's website and the corrected airflow are both 59. At 200, we've got 112 and 112.4. At 300, 156 and 159. At 400, it's 178 versus 175 is what we corrected out at. 500, 187 to 186. At 600, 191 to 190. 700, the corrected airflow is 188. And 800, we got 184. I think that is adequately close for a comparatively small investment. Yes, it's not a Superflow 600. Yes, the Superflow 600 is better. But anyone can do this at home without, all you need is a hardware store. You will have to buy one of the an anemometer from an electronics store. The big thing about it is make sure that you set your area, because if you don't set your area, your numbers won't even be vaguely close. As another YouTube channel I was looking at got caught out by. He's a good guy. He's very passionate about what he does, but his numbers were, if we called them garbage, we're probably being kind to him because they were so far away because he hadn't set the area. The other thing too is we've used a digital manometer. I might make a fluid manometer so you can see the differences, and in some cases the advantage of having the fluid manometer, the problem with the digital one is it bounces around a fair bit and you've got to take what you think is the most meaningful average reading. There's a bit of best guess involved in it, but as you can see, if you get it right, and you saw me write the numbers down and I spoke to you before I did the corrections, you can get it pretty close. You get a pretty good guide to it. The beauty of using a liquid manometer is that it's more damp and they don't bounce around as much. Same as using the anemometer. The numbers bounce around a bit, so what you've got to do is you've got to try and pick up the most meaningful, or what you think is the most meaningful, the most representative number. Don't go for the highest, don't go for the lowest, just go for something in between that you think, like it'll be jumping from 70 to 112, but most of the time will be hanging around 80 something, and then you go, yeah, it looks like 88, 87, looks pretty close. You want to say pretty close, it looks like it's the most meaningful number. And so you write that down. So there is a bit of best guess involved in it. There's no argument about that. We could do it with an orifice plate, which we'll talk about when I show you. I'll do a video on my old flow bench because it's stuffed, it's not usable anymore. But what I'll do is I'll get it out, we'll put it on a trolley, we'll have a talk about it, we'll show you how it's set up, and give you some ideas if you want to go a bit more exotic than this. So thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe, please make comment if there's anything in there that you think's worth commenting about. You can do this with so I've got the electronic indicator is horrendously expensive, but you can get yourself a 1-inch indicator. You can buy extensions for these, which will get you out to, you can buy an extension. This end bit here will screw off. I haven't taken it off this one. You just got to be careful when you do it. You need to hang on to it so that you don't twist the inside of the indicator off. But you can buy an extension that'll stick out, and that'll get you up above what you're working on. You don't have to worry about knocking it. So it's just that for doing the video as you're looking at it, it's much easier for you to read the digital numbers. So thank you very much. Please subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.